Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I got so much stuff that came in yesterday. I have so much to do to my podcast setup now. Oh god, this weekend is gonna be jam packed for me. And I also set up the account. We are starting the small account challenge Monday. Excited, a little nervous about that actually. I've never done one of these before. We're doing a 1K to 5K drop. The account set up with 1K. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually going to talk about that a lot today and the strategy that I'm thinking of. I was kind of going over some ideas last night, but this is going to be tough. 1K to 5K. We will be starting that challenge. We're going to open up the show once we're live everywhere, which this is the last kind of test run today. And we're going to run that 1K to 5K challenge. This is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then from there, any ideas? What we're going to... I like the idea of the challenge. We can probably do a couple of those. I will try one of those gauntlets. We're going to see how that goes, how hard those are to get a funded account. I would like to have a funded account done right in front of you guys. So we're going to try one of those as well, probably. Maybe after the 1K. Maybe we'll get right into that. We'll see. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know. This is... 1K to 5K. I mean, the idea of having that go of 4,000 a month is, I mean, that's not something that's hard fetched, but to do it with 1K, doing it with micros, right? So all I got right now for my strat is going to be, I'm taking hedge pressure trades. I will be adding on to wins, so I'm looking for those bigger wins off of those small micros. I will take a lot of break even trades probably until we catch those. But I'm going to start with 2 micros in right now. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to start 2 micros in for a trade. When I hit the trade, we're going to be adding on in predetermined levels. We're going to try to get this as mechanical as possible. This is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. So you guys are going to watch it live. You guys are going to see it. You go with it. Hopefully we don't... Well, I mean, 2 micros in. It's going to take a while to blow up a 1K account. I will not cost average in on losers, period. I will take trades at certain levels. I will start trades at certain levels. We will not add on to breaks. So I think that's going to be the key to having a shot at this thing. I think is that we're adding on winners. We will not add to losers, period. We don't have the bankroll to do so. So we will be adding on to our winners. So that's what I got so far for that. This weekend's gonna be a lot of fun. I got a lot to do. Well, I got some foam for the office here to keep the sound in, make it a little bit, the quality a little bit better. We have a mixing board that I'm going to be adding on. I will not be holding overnight. Everything will be done live. I may hold trades after 12 o'clock when this show's over, but I will not be holding overnight. We're not going to do it that. I'm not waking up, oh guys, I made 1,200 today. No. If I am in a trade, I will hold the trade. I'm going to try to keep it within the show guidelines. So I may go till 1, 2 o'clock. I'll talk about it on Discord if I do the show. As you guys know, the show's from 9 to 12. but I want most of my trades to be from the 9 to 12 time frame. And you guys will watch it live with me. I'm gonna have the Dom. I'm using Tradeovate. I'm using an account with Tradeovate. I'll have the Dom on. Well, not the Dom, but I'll have my P&L on the whole time. We can actually talk about the performance. Hopefully, it's actually these are good talking points for study halls and stuff. So we'll be talking about my idea of using leverage, even though it'll be available enough to me with $1,000. I believe I'll have about 16 micros that I can play with. I will not be ever 16 micros deep into a trade, but I think I will have about that. So I can't see being at any point ever more than 5 micros into a trade. But what was this? Yep. But that will only be for trades that I'm winning. So we're going to be stacking onto winning trades. That's kind of the only thing I can think of that would work for this. I'm not just going to hold 2 micros and just wait for it and kind of call it a day from there. We will be adding into winners. So that's about the only thing I can think of that would make sense for this kind of small challenge. If this does work out, we'll probably take this strategy. If we do, in fact, turn the 1K into 5K, we'll probably take this strat and use it into a gauntlet type style where you have the drawdowns, you have to be. I found one I was looking into a little bit too. I found a little more about it. There's the 25K challenge where I think like $100 to enter it. Every time you mess up, you another $100, and you're allowed you can't draw down more than, I think it's 800 for the 25K, right? So you can't draw down more than $800 for any single day. You have to trade for 10 days straight, and then they do like an evaluation and that kind of stuff. Yo, what's up? Good morning. Happy Friday to everybody. So we're just if you guys are just tuning in now, we're talking about the small count challenge that we're going to start on Monday. So today's my last day of regular trading. But I'm more, I mean, I don't know. Right now, everything is looking kind of up and down. We hit our level. You guys remember the level we were talking about yesterday, really for the whole week? We came close to that level for ES in the overnight session. So that triggered right now, and off of that fall, everything else is kind of coming down a little bit as well with it. So we're going to have to re-level up for all these indices. We're going to have everything set up for Monday. Monday is going to be the launch. I'm so excited. I have so much cool stuff going on. I got a new microphone I'm setting up. I have a mixing board that I'm setting up. I got foam for the room. I have my key lights set up right now. Ready to rock and roll, guys. Going to be fun Monday. So today we're doing a test run. We are multi-streaming right now. I have one chat that I'm looking at. I don't know who's coming from where. Actually, where are you guys watching it from right now? Is everyone on YouTube? Do I have any guys coming from Twitch? Just give me a quick shout. Let me know if you're coming from YouTube or Twitch. So we got 9:22 right now. It's 9:23, about 7 minutes till market open. We'll get our walls going on. My man. Thank you very much. Cool. So we are gonna push this. Put some video. Wait, you guys are on Twitch and you guys can't see me? You guys don't see the starting soon screen? I was on Twitch when I started the stream around 9 o'clock, and it looked like everything was working. It was working properly on Twitch and YouTube. Oh yeah. I'm waiting. I'm gonna pull up the actual trading screens in a little bit, so you guys should just see me and my my cool face, right? Yeah, I don't have my screens up yet. This is just the starting page. It's gonna come up soon. Yeah, I want the setup I can do. See. Here we go. So we'll pull up in a second. So 9:24. I'm gonna hang tight for a second here. I'll come back to you guys in a couple minutes. Just gonna get my water together, get myself situated for our show, and we'll get cracking. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. right, guys, we got 9:26. A couple minutes till open. This will be the last day trading a regular account. Guys, it's topping in now. We will start a small account challenge on Monday. I set the account up already for it. We will be using Tradovate. We're going to talk today about my strategy, and I want some feedback from you guys as well. What do you guys think would kind of make sense for something like this? Morning, good morning, DTP. So right now, just from last night, kind of thinking about this, we're going to start. We will not average into any losers, period. We're not cost averaging whatsoever. We're going to only add to winners. We're going to start with 1 to 2 micros. And from there, if we do catch a winner, we'll be adding on, looking for the bigger winners. We're not going to be scalping. Well, I mean, scalping is more, it's a relative term. So some people consider scalping a couple points. People consider 8 points a scalp. So we're looking for the bigger trades off of, 1 micro for ES. You're looking at $1.25 per micro per tick, right? So 2 micros, you're looking at $2.50 per tick. You're looking at $10 for a point, $100 for 10 points. My theory right now is, well, not theory, but my strategy right now is looking at starting it with the probably 1 to 2 micros and adding into a max of 5 for winning trades. So we're only taking certain setups. We're going to be a lot tighter than I normally am for my trades. I'm going to pass on a lot of trades. We're only looking for ones with a bigger upside. So I really hope that we can hold and pass all these level completions. Would be fantastic going into Monday. We did complete our level. Guys, this is what we talked about all week. The guys who've been with us all week. Look at this. Where's my level? ES, we've been waiting for that 45, 49 level for a while. See, this is the kind of stuff that I have to, because, this is an overnight trade, right? Or an early morning trade. But we had this thing called out around here. This is early in the week. We were talking about this level as completion, what we saw going on. We already broke through our completion level for the Dow. Everything has been moving up. Even yesterday with that chop that we had coming down for, we had that level. I'm not holding this is not an account to be held overnight. I was asked that before. We're not holding overnight, which limits us a little bit in that this would have been an easy stop to kind of hold, pushing for that 45, 49. So those are the trades that I kind of want to catch. So this is going to be difficult. My first attempt at any type of a small account challenge. I figured it's a cool way to start the show on Monday. Open up our new show. So that's what we're doing for Monday. We'll talk about a little bit more about that today. But that's what I have so far. So looking for 1K, I'm looking for 5K. It's 5K or bust. 5K or I'm blowing up this account. Ever beat that small $1,000 account. That's what we're gonna do. From there, other ideas. I was saying before, I'm gonna try maybe one of those gauntlet challenges. If the strategy that we're going to use for this, if it works out, we're probably gonna use that for some kind of a gauntlet challenge. See if we can build up. See how hard those funded accounts really are for a seasoned trader. So I'm gonna take a shot with that. We're gonna have some fun with the show, guys. It's gonna be really, really cool. So Monday, I'm going to take only perfect setups. I'm probably going to sit, if I had to guess, I'm probably going to sit out half the days that just waiting for those. All right, we have a bell. So let's get ourselves going with hedge pressures, and then we'll get back to this. Looking like 451 for the SPY. Or 451 and a half. 452 and down. We have some put walls. I'll tell you what. I think that ES hitting that completion of the level there, and it definitely can bring some noise down. Well, I would not be surprised to see today being a down day. Going into the weekend, Friday, a lot of things can happen today, guys. All right, guys, just hang tight with me. I'm just setting up my walls. 451.5, looking like hedge pressure for the SPY. 375 for the NASDAQ. Resiliency is a mixed bag right now. All right, finishing up here. Just give me a sec, guys. So on the same token, if 45.49, if that holds and shows as support, then I'm very much in the long camp. $355 for the Dow, okay. And what do we got for the Russell? 227 for the Russell. Morning, everybody. Just finishing up setting up my walls right now. I'm gonna get into it. All right, so we're good. So this is where we're going on right now. Oh, hold on, I forgot something real quick. One sec, guys. Be right back. right, guys. So we got our walls, we got our hedge pressures here. Everything once again is above hedge pressure, so we're still looking in a long camp. NQ blowing up, everything's blowing up right now. Russell's kind of lagging behind, but Nasdaq, S&P, Dow, all climbing. Look at this open. So we're testing the highs again. ES is testing that 45.49 level. We've been talking about that level all week long. So it's still there, still available. Let's see if we're going to pop through that. The Russell's the only thing that's not behaving the same way. But Nasdaq, everything else is looking extremely strong right now. Opening up at about 600 ad. That's cool. Breaking down for VIX. Yeah, I mean, right now the bull side is looking good. I'm not jumping into anything right now. The long would have been at the open. All right, perfect. So we're set up good here. All right. How'd you guys do at the open? Anyone jump into the long? So we were talking pre-market about, I'll tell you guys again for the new guys that came in here. For Monday, for the opening of our show, I am set up now for a small account challenge. I'll be trading off of Tradeovate. I have put 1K, I have $1,000 exactly into a Tradeovate account. We're going to be trading 1K to 5K, right? So I guess 3 months is the timeline. I'm hoping to get there sooner. The strategy that I'm using right now, it's going to be based off hedge pressure. I'm not taking a lot of the setups that I would normally take. I'm just taking strictly hedge pressure, resiliency, and pivot strats. I will only take a trade I'll only take a long if all major indices are above VWAP as well. Actually, I'm writing this down as we go because I like that one as well. No longs unless only all indices above VWAP. Hey guys, I want you guys to tell me about it as well too. Here, this is gonna be like a team thing. You guys are gonna be with me the whole time here. I'll be making the trades, but you guys are gonna be here too. I jumped in long, just close. Okay. Now listen, I mean, long obviously looks extremely strong at the open. What kind of setups you guys see that are like? I want everyone to give me what's your best setup. What do you feel like, even if you haven't looked at your stats yet? What's your best setup? You feel like where you're like 80, 90%, maybe 70% for that trade. What kind of setups do you guys normally take? I'm guessing hedge pressure is going to be a setup for a lot of you guys. Hedge pressure, I'm only going to take trades when all major indices are above hedge pressure. I will take them close to that. I will not be averaging. That's part of the strat also. I will not be averaging in for losers. I am going to add on to winners with a maximum of probably 5 micros. I think that makes sense for this kind of challenge. I'll be taking a lot of break evens. Even when I'm right, I'm not going to take any pain, especially when I've added on to something. The break even has now become the stop. So my guess is I'm probably going to have a lot of break even and maybe like a couple tick loss trades. But I will not be giving up anything more than that. So right now what we have is I'm going to be starting in for 2 micros. This is not today. We're starting this Monday. I'm going to jump in 2 micros long whenever I see fit. And we're going to be adding on to it. We're looking for bigger wins here. We're looking for those bigger days. We're looking to catch those trend days. I'm not looking for chop days. Any indication at all that we have chop through resiliency or through any of the parameters that I use, we will not be taking those trades. We're going to be extremely tight. There'll be a lot of just hanging out with you guys and talking. But that's my strat right now for that. If it goes well, jumping and open out the way Fred, I mean, that's kind of what, I think the basis of my strategy is going to be. I might take more open plays that way, though. So I might be jumping in more at open than I normally do. I will be taking probably more hedge pressure plays if everything is set up for that. If the strategy does hold true, we're going to take it. If we do get this 1K to 5K, if we do succeed, if we are successful, we will take that strat to one of those gauntlet challenges. We're going to see if we can do it together. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. That's what I'm thinking. Any thoughts about that? I mean, this is the first time I've been nervous trading, and I can't tell you how long. This is going to be cool. This is definitely going to be something. So that's the plan. We're going to be streaming live every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 12. It's going to be on YouTube and Twitch. We'll have some cameos. We'll have maybe like a little like a board and the kind of on my channel off of Discord. We're probably going to put up the stats, maybe daily or weekly or whatever, to see where we are with the challenge. You guys are going to see it live. If this strat does, again, if it is effective, we're going to use this strat and we're going to take a shot at an actual gauntlet, one of those trading things where they fund your account. We're going to try one of those two after, if it works out. If it doesn't work out, we're going to go over together why it didn't work out, and maybe we'll keep tweaking it till we can get it to work out. I would love to have something, that's mechanical. I don't want any feel. I don't want my feel for the market or my thinking that I have a feel for the market to come into play at all. I want strict rules for this, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time over the weekend doing this. Well, I'm not gonna have hard stops. I never use hard stops. I use soft stops. I have levels that I go off of, but when I see that level, I wait for a reaction for it. If it breaks through, I'll be out. My guess is for this challenge, I'm gonna have a lot of small losses, a lot of break-even trades. So there won't be any physical hard stops in there. Maybe we will institute that. I don't know. That's actually that's a good conversation to have for this kind of a structure. What we're trying to do. Maybe a hard stop might be better. Not sure. Normally when I'm trading, I do not use hard stops. I have levels of where I want to get out of the trade and I watch the reactions for there. Because a hard stop, I mean, for me anyway, right? And you guys tell me if you agree or disagree. A hard stop is just where it broke through a level or broke through a support beam that you didn't like. And a lot of times the market is testing that as well. The market knows where we all kind of see that support was, and they test it and they bounce off. So I wait for a reaction around that hard stop level. And if it's breaking through, if it just burns through, then I cancel all. I just get out of the trade. So that's for me personally. But I don't get not itchy finger. What's the word they use for traders that kind of get frozen fingers, right? I don't get frozen fingers. If something goes against me, I have no problem taking a loss and just hitting a cancel button. I don't hold. I don't average into losers in my strategy period, which I think is going to be helpful for this kind of a challenge. I more so average into my winners than my losers. That's definitely going to be a big start of how we're going to kind of build off winners. So where now I might take a trade, like I might take a NASDAQ trade and take 15 points off of that trade, or take like a Dow trade for 30, 40 points. I probably will be holding for longer trades now. So those 15, 20, I'll be adding on to different levels when we break different levels of resistance. And holding through with a break even with a stop at the break even. Yeah, of course, no, 1,000,000%. I mean, for every trade, I mean, as a whole rule of thumb, for me, I don't mind risking $300 and if I'm looking to get 1,000 back for a trade. So I love 5-to-1 trades. I'll take 2-to-1 trades. I have certain setups for 2-to-1 trades that have over like for the last year or 2 years, my stats say that they are really good setups. So I don't mind those trades also, but I kind of, and this is where the psychology of trading comes into me. I take a lot of those 2-to-1 trades when I'm up big. If I hit the first trade for a good 20, 30 points, if I'm up already 1,000 or 800 for a day, I'll take those 2-to-1s and kind of tack on my wins. I never really tack on if I lose the first trade. And I think that I don't know if that's a benefit or that's a flaw in my trading. Not really sure. Well, we're definitely starting small positions with a 1K account, which is already set up, guys. I did set it up yesterday. It's all ready to go on. We're going to use TradeEvade for that. But with a small account, yeah, my starts can never be more than 2 micros. I mean, really. Well, I don't think that one. I think it'll take a long time if I'm starting with one and adding on there. So my concept now is to only take, only looking for bull longs. I can't see getting into any kind of short. The market has to scream at me short for me to take any short. I only want to take bull longs right now, and I'm looking for those trend days. So for us, for this strategy, there, the trend days are going to be days where we're going to hit for a couple hundred, and every other day I'm hoping to keep those days around even. That's my strategy right now. What do you guys think of that strategy? Tell me the holes you guys seen it. Tell me and be honest too. Tell me listen, I don't like it because XYZ, or I think it might be better off with this one and that one and whatever. So tell me it's not bad short. Yeah, I don't want to get involved in any shorts unless the market screams at me for a short. And what we've been doing, yeah, I just want to long it and forget it. Set it and forget it for the long. So that's where we're looking at. That's what I'm looking at for my strat. Hopefully it works. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about only averaging on to winners? And how do you guys feel as far as the well done. Oh, pretty cool. How do you guys feel about that? Two micros for a 1K account. Do you guys think that's too much? Do you guys think I should be at the one micro for that, or do you think two micros starting off, being very very cautious with your entries? Do you think that's okay? I mean, that's hopefully. I mean, if I can catch a couple of trend days, right? We've had a hell of a lot of trend days. I catch a couple of trend days here for that long, and if I'm not YOLOing for a 1K account, it won't be anything more than five micros. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. I just think for the interest of this like experiment of this challenge that we're doing, I think two micros is kind of the way to go. Granted, if with a $1,000 account, one micro makes sense. For a 10K account, one mini makes sense. So I'm with you guys as far as your strategy for bank management goes. I totally get it. Yeah, I had to winners more than I had to losers. And it keeps me from having those big blowups. Like when I'm trading on a regular day. Like today, if you see me getting it, oh look at this, Nasdaq gave it all back. Wow. See, those are the things that I have to watch out for too. And if this was Monday and I took that long early for the Nasdaq and I was up and I'm adding in there, these ones will burn me. This is going to be tough. But again, if I was, oh now it's giving it away. Let's see if the S&P follows suit. Ad is still looking okay right now. So is Tick. This is not looking crazy. Well, I think this is more overkill right now. Let's see. But S&P did get to that level, guys, that 45, 49 level we've been talking about for a while. And let's see the fight that happens there. Before the open, we talked about this could be a down day. The open, I mean, it hit the long hard. I don't... Oh. Well, I'll give you my concepts as far as adding go. Well, and here it is. For every... Has anybody here taken big losses where they haven't added on to a loss, or they haven't averaged themselves down? Most big losses I've ever taken in my career are always when I'm adding at lower levels. If I'm out of the trade, I'm trying to dig myself out. Now, my digging is at a certain level. So if I believe, like yesterday, I believed in I forgot the number, but there was a spot on the Dow that kept kind of testing. What was it, 460 number maybe on the Dow? I believed in that level, so I was adding on around that, trying to get my average where I wanted it to be, but I'm not averaging down 20 points at a time. So I'm not taking a loser and adding on to it, just trying to get to the break even. And most people, when they do add on, I found myself included, especially in the beginning of my trading career, most people, when they add on, they're just looking to break even. Oh, I'm down 500 right now. I'm going to add on here. When I get to break even, I'm out of this trade. So two things are happening with that concept. And if any of you guys are guilty, I know I was guilty of it for a while. When you're adding on to losers with the hope of being break even, you can't make money, but you can still get destroyed. So now, if you are a trader that can hold, let's say that you're digging out of a 20, 30 point loss on the S&P, and you add on your two contracts in, you add another two contracts, you're four contracts deep now, and you get to that break even. I don't know many traders that can hold for their levels. Like I can hold to actually make money on it. So for that, and I think that the psychology of trading comes in for it. A lot of people just want to get to that break even. I avoided disaster. Wait, how many times can you avoid disaster before you get it? So adding on to losers, even though it is a strategy most used by good traders, but I believe that those traders that are averaging into their losers, they're still holding for those big wins. They're not holding for the break evens. And most retail traders, especially intermediate and beginner traders, those guys are the ones that are getting out of break even. So if that mindset sounds like it's you, because it definitely was me, then I don't know that batting onto losers is the best strategy. For that, I would think that just one contract in, one contract out would make more sense than adding in. But for me, I like adding in to winners. And the reason being is that I'm risking, so let's say that I start, and most of the time I'm starting 1-2 contracts, 1-2 minis in, right? For whatever I'm trading, I'm normally starting 1 or 2. So if I lose that trade, I'm out, and that's fine. I don't mind losing $100 a trade. It happens all the time. But I don't like adding on to that and now risking losing $4, $5, $6, $700 for that trade. But now if I am right with my entry and it is going up right now, I like adding at consolidation at higher levels. So let's say that I hit let's say for argument's sake here, let's pull up this NASDAQ one. I think this could be a cool example. Let me make this a little bigger for us. Or even, the Dow looks actually pretty cool too right now. The Dow might be better for what we're saying. All right, so here's the Dow. So let's say that I'm destroying a trade. I got into this long, let's say I got into this long around the 470 number, right? Popping up here, now I get my consolidation. Once I have it where it's breaking through, if I believe this to be a bottom, I would think that this would be a very good add for our system now. So let's say that I'm 2 micros in here, maybe I'm 3 micros in over here now. My cost average is going to be probably around VWAP, which is fine. If it breaks to that, I don't mind taking a small win or a break even, but I'm banking now 3 to 4 micros in here for another move up. When we get those trend days, I think we can capitalize on them a lot greater when we're adding up. So I'm risking a lot less. So if I were to pop 3 micros in here, a clear stop for me would be right around here. So if I got in around 470, a stop for 2 micros would probably be around 450-ish, 455. Obviously, this would have been a great start for my day, right? I mean, you're looking at 100 points. They probably gave more, right? So this is a fantastic move as far as the Dow is concerned. But if I hit that kind of a trade, this is where I'd want to average in, or any kind of consolidation that happens there. I'm going to take those bets to go in. If it breaks through, I'm out. If I added 2 micros and it breaks through, I'm out those 2 micros. And so I can kind of save small wins that way. But I think that build up for the move up, like I don't know what this is going to do here. This can move up, it can move down, it can go sideways. I have no idea. I never know what the market's going to do. But I know where the levels that the fights are going to happen, and that's where I want to add on. So that's where I have to be. I think that my entries are going to be extremely important, obviously. But if I can throw 2 micros in at a market, if I'm right half the time, it's a matter of capitalizing on that 50% that I am right. I'm hoping to be right more than around 70% if I'm being a little pickier. But even if I'm right 50% of the time, I just have to, and we're going to go over my stats. I mean, every week we're going to go over stats. I'll have them posted in channels and stuff. But I'm going off of that out. But now I have to have everything set up. I need all 4 indices looking for the long. It can't just be 1. It can't be 2 or 3 looking choppy. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now. So that's a basic idea of how this strat is going to take place. Yeah, Nasdaq flew down. Yeah, exactly. It flew down to a hedge pressure. Let me get out of this. Let's just get all of our screens up again. Yep. So the Nasdaq shot down to hedge pressure now, and it kicked off. So it's doing what it does. It was just a test. This is only a test. I'm very, very, very curious what S&P is going to do with the 45.49 number. I think a breakthrough is going to run up for a while. That's the thing. So this is a little bit different than a regular kind of just grinding account. Nasdaq is at VWAP right now. VWAP is a very big deal for a lot of traders, and it's breaking through right now. So it was a nice nice hedge pressure test. S&P is looking strong on resiliency right now. Nasdaq is at equilibrium for resiliency. I feel like I'm too low. I feel like if my son or my daughter come in my office and they make my chair a little lower than it's supposed to be. There we go. That's oh, now I feel like I'm too high. Right in the middle. Beautiful. Actually, for today, period, I think that the Nasdaq, that hedge pressure trade could have been a good trade, and it looks like it is a good trade. Anybody take that hedge pressure trade for Nasdaq? Any of you guys catch that trade? I think that we're only going to be taking those hedge pressure trade. I think that's a good start with a nice clean. Obviously, with hedge pressure trades, they're easy. They're easy outs. They're easy stops. I think that might make some sense for us. We're hoping that this works out, guys. If it works out, we're going to take this to a gauntlet. So we're pioneering this kind of gauntlet strategy, I guess you can go. So we're a team, small accountant right now. Everybody watching, everybody hanging out. We're all going to be in this together. So any ideas? I want you guys to get involved. And hey, Jay, what do you think about this? I don't like it because it is. I want to have a conversation. This is going to be our challenge, guys. And I'm extremely excited about it. This is going to be fun. See, so right now, something like this is not a setup that I would take any trades. The hedge pressure trade is fine for the NASDAQ, but I want to have everything holding, oscillating above VWAP. I have a lot of kind of tells. So number one, the one tell is going to be VWAP. I want everything above VWAP, oscillating higher than that. I want everything above hedge pressure. I want everything above my 4-hour pivot. And that's what I'm looking at. I might even use the 1-hour pivots as far as add-on ranges if I do catch one. I think that actually might be something too. That might be a good spot to add it because when the pivots, when on trend days, the pivot system I found works a lot better than on chop days. Nice swing trade. Yeah, I won't be doing swing trades for this. There's so much good to say about swing trading, especially in bull markets. I feel like if I would have started off as a swing trader as opposed to like a day trader trying to scalp, I think I would have done a lot better in the very beginning when I was blowing up accounts left and right. I think that would have made a lot more sense. I think swings are safer because your entries don't have to be perfect. You're really only trading ranges, and once you get one range break, it's kind of like open season to hold. So I think swing trading would be easier. I don't know if it would be easier for an account. Like maybe it would because with a hard stop for a swing trade, maybe a small account challenge. Maybe that would make more sense. I'm not going to do that. I want you guys to watch most of the trades. I'm going to try to trade exclusively from 9 to 12. There may be some trading done up until the 2 o'clock time. You guys are going to see my stats posted. I'll probably post them every day or definitely go over them every week. But yeah, you guys, I want you guys to be a part of watching the trades and kind of talking about them as they're going. Listen, there's a lot to say about swing. Listen, if I had to make $1 million, right, to save my house, I don't know, whatever. If I had to make $1 million within a year and someone gave me a $50,000 account, listen, you got to make $1 million. Swinging might be the only way to kind of do that. You're not gonna scalp your way to $1 million, right? You're not gonna scalp like those kind of returns. So swinging. So if that's my mentality as far as making $1 million, why wouldn't that be my mentality turning 1K into 5K, right? Kind of same idea. But I don't want to do that because I don't want you guys to turn into the stream like, oh, look, Jay's up 800. How did he do that? What did he do? Oh, he held overnight. Oh, so okay. So that's not really that's not learning for any of us. So that's not what I want to do. I want to trade mostly now. My strategy, and you guys know this, I trade up to 2 o'clock, 2:30. I don't like trading into close. I may see that as an actual like an asset trading into close. So I'm not taking it off the table. And if I do trade into close, I will be talking to you guys about it through my Discord channel. But I would rather those trades kind of be in front of you guys so you could see them as they're going. And I'm not running the stream from 9 to 4 o'clock. I think that'd be boring. I don't know if trading streams would work that go from like 9:30 to 4 o'clock. Who else wants to stay on for that? You guys are you like maybe you guys are. When I first started, I was in front of the computer. Yeah, from 9:30. I was in front of. I started the day like 8:30. I'd start charting up. And I would hold up until 4 o'clock, and then I'd wait for the 5 o'clock and kind of wind down, go over my trades. So when I first started, it was more like an 8, 9, 10 hour day. I don't do that now. I find, and my stats found that my best trading hours are from 10 to 12 o'clock. 10 to 2 o'clock, the 2 hour pivot seems to be like it's very playable for me and my strategy. So that's normally my time frame for trading from like 10 to 2 o'clock. Did you guys stay? Are you guys online watching the markets all the way up until 4 o'clock? Yeah, I actually like checking in every 5-10 minutes. Excuse me. I like to check in every 5 minutes before the new hour actually, and watch that new pivot come in. I'm a big fan of the pivot system. Corey's arc wasn't that bad either. A while ago, that was one of the first strats that I kind of learned. I thought it was pretty. Its beauty is in its simplicity. That Corey system, I thought it was pretty cool. There are some times where I am in front of the computer. Like do you guys remember Brexit? Any of you guys were around for Brexit? Were you guys trading back then? I set my alarm for like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was actually working at the time. I still had a regular job. I set it at 2 o'clock in the morning just to see what happened. And once they succeeded, I was trading oil at the time, and the oil market, everything just went crashing. I saw guys, regular traders like me. I didn't do this well, but I saw guys that was sending it in $100,000 days and morning before open. Like it was just sick. Yeah, that was Brexit was freaking crazy. The halts were bad too, even with COVID. Like the COVID thing, like that was a crazy time. Those days, I mean, even with micros, you can get hurt during those COVID raids. Yeah, they were halting trading left and right. The last halt that I was involved in was all that what was that GameStop stuff with the meme stocks, right? That was another crazy. They were halting things. They were just going up too fast. That was, if that didn't show you how crooked trading is, I don't know what would. What they did to the Wall Street Bets guys, and what Robinhood did to those guys. And listen, guys, we're not trying to manipulate price. And this is what they were saying. This is actually what they said. We're not trying to manipulate price, guys. It's not what we're looking to do. But if you're in a long position, if you're in a position, we're letting you, but you can only get out of your position. You can't buy any new positions, but you can get out of your. Well, if you're saying you're not trying to manipulate a price, but you can only close out of a long position, well, that's manipulating price. You're making everybody close. If you're closing a long, you're shorting. I mean, you're not shorting aspect in the same concept, but you're borrowing shares to do that. But if you're long and you close, now you do a sell. You're selling. So obviously price is going to come down, and I get all your buddies and all those hedge fund guru guys, they're going to get some of their money back. Because for the first time that I can ever remember, the regular guy, the guys like you and me, we had an advantage. For the first time, we had the big money on their heels. I can't remember any other time than this, but we had them on the heels for that stuff. I actually made a couple bucks in that stuff too, and I never trade stocks. I very rarely trade. So I hold stuff, but I don't trade. I don't get in and out of stocks. I don't day trade stocks. That's for damn sure. But for this though, they found a way to squeeze these guys, and the theory was, as long as we're not giving you shares back, you can't get out of your short. It was genius to get these guys that are trying to bankrupt these companies. And if you want to go for a moral aspect of it, as far as what does this do, or is it morally right or wrong, whatever. Well, when you're shorting a company, you're shorting a stock, and these guys are shorting them they're millions of shares in shorting these guys. Well, you're trying to bankrupt the company. That's what you're doing, right? So that, I don't know how moral that is. Wall Street Bets. I don't even know how they're doing. I don't know how any of those meme stocks are doing. I couldn't tell you what GameStop is at right now, or BlackBerry, or Nokia. What is it? GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, Kaz. I think Bed Bath and there was Bed Bath and Beyond, one of those. Tilray, right? Wasn't Tilray involved in that stuff? That was a big meme stock also. Tilray. I think it was Tilray. I think they're like 9 or 10. Then they kept adding some. Well, this one blows up, so this one is next on deck, and all of a sudden everybody was a short guru, even the regular guys. Now the theory behind it and what they did for it, it was genius. It was a simplistic idea, but they found where that short squeeze was available, and they friggin' banged them out. When that short interest, when it rose over 30% or whatever it was, they knew they had something there. But it worked because of the following that they had, right? So they had all these little guys with 10 shares, 100 shares, 200 shares, just not giving them back. They would just blowing this thing out the water. They're gonna have a movie about GameStop, guys. Wow, they had a movie about the Big Short with the mortgage thing, right? They're gonna have one about GameStop too. Yeah, I mean, and then the government got involved. Now you have the government, and I watched those things too. So now you have what was her name? Who did the first one? Maxine Waters, right? Maxine Waters. Now Maxine Waters, who I guarantee is knows about 5% of what was actually going on, and she's questioning these guys. She's questioning the guy from Robin Hood and a couple other guys that were there who lived this stuff. And these are smart guys. I mean, I don't know that they're on the up and up, but they're definitely smart guys. And she's attacking him with questions that didn't even make any sense. So it was another slap in the wrist. But if you're a hedge fund and when the halt happened and everything else, you couldn't buy anymore, you don't mind, and you knew it was going to happen. They were going to get fined a couple $1,000,000, whatever, but you don't mind that as opposed to the $100 million they were losing a day on GameStop. So, and that's what happens whenever. I mean, I don't know how many times in the history of trading has the retail guy had an upper hand like they did with those meme stocks, but the big money always, Big Brother always steps in, and it happened. They halted it, they brought it back to regular C, and then they started pushing everything down for AMC. That was the other one. That was a big one, right? AMC. I actually had 500 shares of AMC for like $6 or $7, whatever, and I got out like 2 months before it popped up. The second time it popped up to like 40, I think 45 or something. I didn't make any money. I would have made about 40,000 from that if I held it for 2 months, but I didn't make any money on that one. I made one on, I think it was Kaz or Koz was the headphone meme stock. I made like 10,000 in one day, or for like 100 shares. It went from like 11 to like 140, like this. It was crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. The small guys actually had an edge. Like, they found a way to beat the system. And then every news station you heard about, every politician, oh, no, listen, guys, we want you guys to be careful. We want the traders to be educated. The first time retail traders finally were winning, and now everybody with a microphone is coming on saying, no, we need you guys more educated. You don't know how bad it's going to happen. No one cared when the retail traders getting destroyed at a 95% clip of all new traders lose money unless you're holding and waiting for years. The guys who are involved in day trading, that kind of stuff, I think it's still 95% of us lose. But finally, some of these guys had a chance to win. Now, oh no, we need you guys more educated. This is what we need to do. Get out of here. What a crock. But such as like that was a very interesting. So there are going to be a lot of books and stuff that'll be. I'm not getting into anything political. I will never talk political on the show more so than just hey, something good is going on. I don't want to get into politics. I have enough of that at home. H21 guy. This company actually sponsored the. I don't know if you guys follow baseball or not, but Gleyber Torres had a bobblehead day. This is the company that sponsored that bobblehead day. They're actually also sponsoring my charity golf tournament. H21, pretty cool. They donated about 70 boxes of their product for other sponsors. S&P is still hanging out at that number. It's not breaking through. It's just waiting around. After that open, NQ is just hanging out at balance right now. Total equilibrium for NQ right now. I like the Dow. The Dow is flagging up here, right? Look at this. See, so now if we were in a long, and this is part of the strategy like we was talking about before. If we're in the long and anywhere over here and we have this, we can't take that profit. My guess is with 2 micros, was maybe $100, right? How many points would we? Let's say that we jumped in on this thing at the 480 level now, 620, right? So you get 50 cents for it. It's still not going to be. It's a great trade, but it's not going to be that huge of a payout for us. But if we can add on over here with some stops, these are the big kind of trades that we would have to be taking. So we're not gonna go more than one. I think we might start off maybe 1 micro for maybe 2 indices. If everything looks bullish, maybe we'll open up with 2. The first one that kind of takes off, we're gonna assume that that's the leader for the day, and maybe we'll get out of the other one and add on to the one that's really taken off. There's so many different ways of running this though. I want to have 5 rules set. Anything more than 5 rules, I feel gets complicated. I want 5 rules set, 5 hard rules set for this challenge, and I want to make it as mechanical as possible. the more mechanical something is, the easier it is to fix if there's a problem with it, right? So if one rule turns out to be a bust or whatever it is, then you can tweak that rule, but at least you know what's happening. So we're going to set up a strat here that we're all going to know the rules. We're all going to see them. You guys can point them out to me, even if I'm breaking one, because again, I'm not mechanical. I want to make this mechanical, but I'm still, human error is involved when there's an actual person hitting the button. But I want you guys to point out those rules. So we're going to try to have, I would like to have 5 rules that we cannot break. And I want to take as much of the feel out of trading that I think I have. I want to take that out. 5 set rules. This is our target. We cannot go against them, period. That's what we're looking to do. So the first rule I have is that a start and entry cannot be more than 2 micros. That is a first hard rule. See if we can get all 5 today while we're hanging out with the show. I'm not even looking to trade right now, which is kind of silly, but I'm kind of pumped up about this. So 2 micro max entry will be a definite rule. No add-on to loser max, that's a definite rule. We're assuming right now that this is only for longs. We said we might take a short if the market is screaming for us. I do use DTP rules. This is I'm not going against resiliency. We're not going against hedge pressure ever. So I do use DTP rules. What we're talking about now though is more for this small account challenge. So we're gonna starting on Monday, we're gonna be doing a 1K to 5K challenge. So I'm just typing out things like even on top of DTP that you're not allowed to take. And one of them is no averaging in period. We're not allowed to average in ever. Average into losers. We're only compounding our winners. We're not averaging to losers. As far as DTP goes, we will never go against resiliency. That just kind of goes for every trade. When we're not going against hedge pressure either. So those are 2 major rules, but that just almost goes without saying. I'm not going to use those as far as our 5 key rules, but that's going to goes without saying. We're not going against resiliency. We're not going against hedge pressure. But for this, we're trying to compound as much leverage as we can with a 1K account. So on a whole, like if you're in for 1 mini and you get your trade, it goes from one wall to another wall. You make your $600 for. You're kind of done. You're out of the trade. For here, we're not looking just to get out of the trades at that one risk interval. We're looking to build for trend days. We're looking to make the bulk of our profit on trend days for this type of account. We're trying to set up this for, like again, for a small account challenge. We're going to tweak it, whatever it works, whatever it doesn't work, and then we're going to use that strat and we're going to build up to to one of those gauntlet funded account things, whatever. So that's going to be the start of our show on Monday. That's what we're looking to do. Right now, S&P resiliency is still above. Nasdaq has been bouncing back and forth around equilibrium. As far as the leaderboard goes, the Dow should be a leader for today, right? The Dow is up. Yeah, the Dow is up right now. Everything else is right around 0. The Nasdaq is actually down a little bit for the overall day. S&P and the Russell are about even. Yep, actually, let me pull up the financial juice. Let's see what goes on. He's talking now? I should really pay more attention to my economic calendar. Hold on. It's a bad job by me. I still have a bookmark for weekly crude, API weekly crude. Nice to follow that. Powell speaks in 45 minutes. Got it. 45 minutes, 11 o'clock. That's stuff too that we have to kind of implement as well too. I might need you guys to help. I mean, I have an economic calendar, but it's tough to watch everything all the time. So maybe if anything big like that's coming during the challenge, I don't want any catalysts taking us out of anything. So we may have to wait until after catalyst to make moves on certain days and things like that. So I want you guys to help out with that as well too. If you know something like this, 45 minutes, I totally forgot that it's, it's Friday, 11 o'clock. But I think for this challenge, we really want to be focused on that kind of stuff too. Well, the Dow's breaking through. The Russell bounce like everything else at hedge pressure. So we got a Nasdaq bounce at hedge. We got a Dow, a Russell bounce at hedge. We have a call wall that showed support for the S&P. So this is still looking bullish. Still looking very bullish here. This is what I'm looking at or looking for here. I want to see what happens at completion. This is what we've been talking about pretty much all week as far as getting that filled. And now we're getting close. I want to see a break and a hold above. I would like everything to say. I would love to have a nice. Let's have a nice bull month. I don't want to see chop next week. I don't want to start this account and see chop where we have to scalp or hold off for a while. I like to see where we can send in some trades early Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, and those catalysts are awesome when they're on the right side. And again, for the most part, catalysts are 50-50, right? What it's going to do to the market. So I don't want to be in a trade. I don't want to be in anything like this during a catalyst, unless I'm up a lot, right? I wouldn't mind like if I'm up 70 points in the Dow, 100 points in the Dow, and then a catalyst coming up. I don't mind taking a shot for this kind of project for that. But I definitely don't want to be in a trade where I'm kind of right around. I entered the trade an hour beforehand. I'm hanging out 5-10 points both ways. It's chopping a little bit. I don't want to be in a trade for this contest. I don't want my first contest to fail, guys. I don't want my first small account challenge ever to be bad. So we got to protect ourselves. I'll tell you, I've been killing these things, these cinnamon COVID jobs. And every day, my taste and smell isn't back totally from COVID still. It's better. I can taste things. I can smell stuff. But it's not 100%. It's not where it was. So like a steak right now wouldn't be as enjoyable as it was a month ago. But these things I feel like they do help. Before I got them, I was and I had no taste or smell last week. I was biting lemons. I like lemons anyway. I eat the peels and everything. I love lemons. But I was biting the lemons, and that kind of gave me like I didn't taste it per se like you would know what a lemon tastes like, but it still would hit. Like the bitterness would still, the sourness would still hit. And I think that helped a lot getting my taste and smell back quicker. I was out of taste and smell for 5 days. Right. I think I lost it Tuesday morning. I got it back maybe over the weekend. So like 4 or 5 days. But the last couple of days, like Thursday, Friday, I was the garlic. That's where I knew I was in trouble. I love garlic, and I have a special garlic sauce with some other types of seasonings, cilantro in there. It is out of this world. I love garlic. I can eat garlic raw. When I couldn't taste that, and I knew it was a problem. My son too doesn't like garlic like that, but he got the loss of taste and smell either. And I gave him a piece of garlic to see if anything would happen. He took a big bite of it, a raw garlic with a little cilantro on it. Didn't taste anything. But yeah, garlic, lemon, all that really heavy, severe stuff. Just to kind of, I guess, kind of jolt your senses, right? The lemon helped me a lot. These cough drops actually help too, and I feel like and they're not really crazy, like buying a whole lemon. But these cough drops are pretty good too. I think they're helping as well. I would say I'm probably around 70% for taste and smell right now. Like right now, I always use these. You guys know, I think I showed you before. I use these a lot in my office. All right, so this one is lime and eucalyptus. I have another one too, a lavender vanilla. And I have a little thing that warms them up there and you smell them. I can smell it now, and my office is closed. All my doors are locked. I can smell it, but I can't smell the way I normally do. So it's like a hint of it there. Yeah, I love garlic. I'm a garlic hot sauce guy. I like good salsa. I actually make a nice salsa too with fresh tomatoes, one habanero pepper, one jalapeno pepper, garlic, cilantro, a little bit of olive oil. Makes a very nice dip. I add some corn at the end for a little bit of a pop. So that's what we got for next week. That's what we got starting off with. So I have 2 micros max entry. I have no add-on period to losers. I'm not gonna put you can't go against resiliency. Even though I mean I'll put it there as like a 1A, but I don't want that to be one of the main rules. It is a main rule anyway of my trades, but we'll put it there actually. Resiliency can't go against resiliency. Hedge pressure. We will not be fading trades. And yeah, no fading trades. I don't like fading trades much anyway. So that's what we got. We have to have a max stop loss for an issue. What do you guys feel for the? You guys know now what we're trying to do. What do you guys feel is a good stop loss? What would you guys put your stop loss at if it was a hard stop for any entry for like one of these kind of challenges? What do you guys think? 10 ticks, 20 ticks, 5 ticks. Now we're looking for big moves. We're not looking to scalp. When I'm scalping here, I'm not giving myself 15, 20 ticks because I'm only looking for 15, 20 ticks. So I'm not taking any one-on-one trades. We're looking 5 to 1 in this case. We're looking for 5 to 1 trades compounded. We're looking for compounding trades, right? So we don't mind a 5 to 1 or a 10 to 1 trade, but we're going to be adding on to our winners at certain levels once they break it and oscillate. So we're looking at for oscillation in our winning trades. We're looking to add on. So we're looking for compounded winners. But depending on the entries, I guess is going to depend on what our stop would be. But I think like a hard stop of like really 10, 15 ticks off of 2 micros. Again, we can be a little, not a lot, but we can be a little, have a little leeway with ours. It can't be, they don't have to be 5-point hard stops. It could just be right off of volume moves that go below. But remember, because of our compounding trade strategy, our winners actually, even a 5 to 1 trade is going to turn into a 10 to 1, 12 to 1 trade for the ones that we hit. Now, if we get unlucky and have this a choppy mess of a market for a while, then that's gonna be a little shitty for us. But I would like to think that we can kind of sniff out some of the chop as the market opens. Like for the most part, you have a feel for a chop coming in once one indice kind of loses its feel. I feel that way anyway. So when I see like one of the major indices losing its feel, like if I'm in the S&P long and we hit it hard and early and NASDAQ starts to take a dump, I'm not looking to push that S&P because at that point I think we're 50-50 at best. I want to see continuation moves from the whole market, and that might be getting out before we do any add-ons. So there's a lot that's going to go into this strategy. But there will be no scalping. The only time a scalp will come into play is if it's like a mandatory scalp, something like that. Like let's say another market's kind of giving up on it. We only want continuation right now for all markets. That's how we're going to have those true trend days, and those are the days that we're going to make our money on. Nasdaq's trying to pop up a little bit here. Let me bring you guys VWAP. Russell's following suit. Yeah, this is looking like a nice bull day. I might jump into something soon. Let's see what we got. Our internals are looking nice. Tick hasn't given up 0 yet either. That's very good. Yeah, market's just moving right along here. All right, so let's look for some levels here. Let's look for some entries. This is our last normal trading day until our small account challenge. So what do we got? Let's take a peek. S&P, actually, the 45.40 was a great entry for the S&P. That was around the 10 o'clock time frame. I would like, if the Russell can hang out around 22.93 and it oscillates there, I wouldn't mind a trade there. The Dow, if you're believing in the 1 hour pivot, which is a half hour away right now, you're at that 1 hour pivot. The next pivot would be about 35, 6, 17-ish. And Nasdaq still. And Nasdaq is, it's we were talking about that yesterday. It's like that unruly child, right? It listens sometimes, but not all the time. And the moves it has are just kind of crazy moves. It's like, I don't want anybody with me. It's like it wants to be its own kind of big shot. But Nasdaq here, 15,420. That's like the line of the stand that I see right now for the day. Anything above that should be popping up. You don't want to see it breaking back and forth. I need to iron this shirt, but interview. I gotta get my long on. Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to get my long on too. But yesterday we got that long. We definitely got into that early, and it was popping off down. But right now, this is the kind of day that for our small account challenge, we would definitely want to be in the long for. Maybe even like a long hold 1 micro throughout the day above hedge pressure kind of thing. Like Matt was talking about that too. And we were talking about what would you do if you had to hit every trade or had to be in a trade at all times. That's a strategy too that I would consider. Maybe for the next challenge that we do, maybe we'll try something where you have to have something in the market at all times. You have to have some skin in the game at all times. Even at least for our show from 9:30 to 12. I'm going to have to be in a position at all times. And let's see what... That's actually a pretty cool... I'm going to write that down now. The always in market challenge. That would be strictly off of hedge pressure, right? Hedge pressure, resiliency, and I would just kind of flip-flop according to that and just keep reversing it. But the always in market, we might do... Maybe we'll start with a weekend and see how that week goes. I'd like to do that for like a month. But let's do like a week. The always in a trade challenge, and it would start at, I'd say probably 9:45 or something. Or might go. I can't swing micro right now. I can't do it. We have our account. We have $1,000 that's fresh in our TradeAvate account. RTI long is nice. I like the RTI long. I like a hold around 22.94, 22.93 to jump into the RTY long. Because right now, in all fairness, we are testing a red line, right, for RTY. I'll show you guys what I see right now and what level I would like it to break for your long to be awesome. Hope you guys all have awesome trades. So I'm thinking right now. Actually, no, correct me. I am incorrect. We already broke through 22.95. That was the red line for that move down, right? So we got through that. We actually it tested it, held, and then it broke through. Awesome. I like it. RTY is looking good. I can see a test back to 22.95 right now. That could be a nice long if we oscillate over there. I might jump in for that RTY long with you guys. Yeah, the RTY right now. I mean, I don't want to say it's exhausted because that doesn't look like it's exhausted right now, but a hold over that is definitely great for the long case. So I would like that level, that range to kind of build a position. I might build a position with you guys. If we get to 22.95, I would build from 95 to 93.5, and I would build a position there for a long. Breaking out, I would stop out under VWAP, try again at the 22.90 level. Just because everything I was flying, right? So I like RTY to kind of join the party, and it looks like everything is breaking to the upside here. We broke through, S&P broke through that level, guys. Look at this. This is crazy. I love levels. It broke through. Let's see if we hold above it now. Broke through, testing it again. 666. We've been talking about this friggin' level all week, guys, right? And we got it. It gave it to us. Very cool. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a little bit right now. A little bit of a pullback. I want to see that. Like 95 is fine with me. 95 for Russell, and I will hang out with you guys for that long. Guys, I'm going to say it every show. I'm going to say it again. This is not trading advice. This is just talking about the market. I am not a licensed professional. I am not giving you trading advice. I'm just talking about the way I see the market, and we're going to have some cool contests in between that. So please don't ever take my advice for trades. Don't ghost my trades. Don't follow my trades. This is not what this is for. And if you are doing that, please do not tell me that, because I'll be very, very unhappy, and I don't want to start blocking people and stuff. I don't want that. We will talk about our trades though, and I love having a community where we can talk about our trades and just kind of learn from each other, right? Things that we see, things that I've learned so much more. Even the last time when I was running this stream for DTP a couple of years ago, that I learned so much from you guys. There's a lot of talent in this place too. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. There's a lot of real smart people. Oh, hold on, giving up. See, now this move down, hold on, watch what's going on here. These are not jumping levels. I wanted consolidation here. I'm not taking this long right now unless we play around here. So I don't want to go, I'm not attacking this volume. This is not what I'm trying to, I'm not trying to catch this knife. Albeit it could be the point just testing another level, but I'm not jumping in here. I want to see it hang out. I like nice and calm and easy. I don't like getting into these things when they're going nutsos. Right now, I feel like that's a nutso move. Yeah, for the NASDAQ to give up 30 points in a matter of 10 seconds, I don't like it. Not for me. Yeah, I like my levels. I like my levels. I like even more when they actually come true. And if you watch too, I mean, there are so many things the market's trying to do and trying to test. They're trying to test, the 50 spots and red lines, and there's all types of different things going on with the market maker. They're trying. We got to test this before it goes up and see what we got here and see what the bid spread is over here. But levels, I find that is great benchmark. So are green lines too. I used to be the biggest advocate for. You guys remember anyone who was there in the old study halls, in the original study halls? I was the biggest green line guy in the world. Those are the best rulers ever. Period. Never had a ruler. I just have so much stuff going on right now that it's a little tough. But my levels are kind of a similar kind of concept. But once you get a good level and you can attack it with those, they're fantastic. I have financial juice on now, yeah. So now Russell is hanging out at that level. Now what I want to see is it to stay there. So this is what we're looking for, guys. Which it's doing. This is not bad. I want to see it oscillating here for a while. If something else jumps up before it, we're gonna get into this guy. That's what we're looking for. We want something to break first before the Russell break, and we will take it. S&P resiliency is still looking pretty good. I don't want any other indice giving anything up right now. That's not what we want. Dow is testing its support right now too, which is good. If it's higher support and if we do get some kind of a break here, that's a great sign still. We had lower support here, right, at a 580 level for the Dow. Now it's showing support around the 610 level. That's all good. I didn't run a study hall last night. No, I did not run study hall. I don't know if Matt did or not. I don't think he did, right? I don't think there was a study hall last night. Last night, I was unfortunately with a very, very, one of my oldest friends, actually. Hold on, what's this guy? Yeah, very, very dear friend of mine. One of my oldest friends, actually. He got news yesterday that his father only has a week left. He lives in Myrtle Beach, the father. He just moved there, retired. He just moved to Myrtle Beach last year, and they told me he has a week left. He's on dialysis. It's all bad. So this morning, actually, I dropped my buddy off to the airport, him and his wife. And last night I was with him on all day from 4 o'clock on yesterday. But yeah, terrible. This guy, he goes to Myrtle Beach. He buys a house out there. He's retired. He loves to fish. He fishes every day. And all of a sudden, one day they tell him, "Listen, you have to have a surgery where you're going to be on dialysis 5 hours every day for the rest of your life." And he chose not to. He said, "That's not the life that I want to live." Awful, awful. So now my good buddy is Myrtle Beach with his family right now, and going to see his father to say goodbye. It's the worst thing you can have as a son. It's awful. So that's where I was last night and this morning. There's been so much bad. Like, you almost get immune to it. I don't know how you guys were, and hopefully you guys haven't lost anyone that you guys love or you guys care for. I lost my grandmother during COVID, right in the beginning in March of it. She had COVID. She had a stroke. They put it as COVID because at that point they're putting everything as COVID. But it was rough. And then every day I just felt like every week I was getting news of someone else passing. You almost get numb to it. It's such a terrible time. My father-in-law had COVID extremely bad. He was for a good month, 2 months there. It didn't look good at all. He got through it. He beat it. God bless him. He's doing well. But I felt like every day I stopped looking at social media because I just kept seeing people. Like, it was just bad post after bad post after bad post. I like the spot we're in right now for the Russell Furlong. I want something else to break up though. But the fact, and this is what I'm looking at, guys. S&P, everything is trying to break it. It's getting out of that small support, so I'm not taking this long. Like I told you guys, I want this to go up. I want to see one of them bouncing through, and I will jump into this Russell trade with you guys. Well, not doing it until we get that. Sorry, guys. So Ticker's giving up a little bit here. Ad's giving up a little bit here. Nothing crazy yet. We're testing the higher band right now for VIX as well. No, it's mine. I created this scholarship fund. It's actually, I'm so proud of this thing. So I'll talk about it again. I was actually at the course earlier yesterday first, and I shot over to my buddy and I told you what happened with his father. Yeah, so the inspiration came from the 13 fallen soldiers in Afghanistan, right? So I wanted to start something that could be fun, could be positive, but also for a good cause. So I run a golf club as it is now. You can find us on YouTube, or I create a website for us. We're all over social media. It's the golf club, tgcthegolfclub.com. If you guys want to check out the website, it'll take you to a YouTube page as well too. If you guys do it, give it a like and subscribe on that page too. We actually have a lot of cool things happening from sponsors and whatnot. Yeah, if you guys want to see it, cool. This is the website. That's our website there. There'll be a link for our Facebook page if you guys don't mind. Yeah, definitely check out the YouTube page. Like and subscribe to that. It helps just for different things, sponsors and stuff that we're getting. Yeah, that's a previous BBB. I actually should have the new one in there. I'm gonna get it. I don't know why it's not in there for me. I do actually normally have that on for me as well. But yeah. So anyway, okay. I said, you know what if I do something like where it's for like a veteran? Now, we're new to the area that I live in right now, so luckily enough, I knew one of the assistant vice principals. So I reached out and said, listen, I'm trying to do something pretty cool here. I know you guys have an ROTC program. I want to start a scholarship program for them, raising money for the local community, but the whole 9 yards. Goes, greatest thing in the world, Jay, no problem. He had the lieutenant colonel who runs the program get in contact with me. I've been talking to him ever since for the last month and a half. Now the application is set up for it. We have our sponsor in line. We're going to raise anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 for this event here. We're getting donations all over the place now. It might be even more than that. And what we're doing is we're having our club is playing another club, that our top 16 people. So I set it up where my league for the fall league, the top 16 point getters are going to qualify if they want to play in this Eagle Cup. So now we have our 16, they have their 16. It's going to be like a rider style format. We're going to be playing against them, doubles, singles, like I said, for the course. Now, what the high school is sending me is they're sending me 5 cadets. They're going to present the colors. They're going to sing the national anthem, which is friggin' awesome. They're going to stay around for pictures and that kind of stuff. And the scholarship winner is going to come to the banquet, which is right after that. They're going to make a speech along with a couple other guys, myself, and I'll probably end the day with the speech. And that'll be it. So it's going to be a yearly thing. The golf club is involved. They're donating for it all. So like there's so many different. It's scary because there's so many. I never did anything like this before. This is the first major event that I'm doing myself. This is my event. But there's so many moving parts, right? There's so many things going on. So I have our jackets that are ordered from our shirt one who's sponsoring some stuff. I have an MC that's coming here. I have to order, which actually I talked to yesterday about, one of those backdrops that you see from the when you go to like a video premiere, right? You see the backdrops, whatever they have, they do the interviews there. I need one of those set up there. The sound system is already okay. The sponsors are already okay. I have to drop off some more of these hand sanitizers to our sponsors. So there's so much to do. It's a lot of work, and I have guys that help. I have guys that kind of get involved. I work with veterans getting paralyzed. That's where workers message me later. So, yeah, listen. I'm all for this cause. So if anything that anybody wants to get involved, whatever, Mikey, definitely get me on Discord. 1,000,000%, and I would love to talk to anybody who's involved. And that's what happened, right? I just started talking to people. Now we're on like there's a Facebook group for like for this area's veterans, and so people just keep getting. I don't know the backdrop. I contacted somebody yesterday for the backdrop. They're getting back to me with a number. I don't know what it's going to cost. I can't see more than $100. I mean, to get it printed. I've had posters printed for other things that I do. And a really, really high-grade, high-end stuff is $100. I can't see it being more than, maybe with the stand, 150, 130. I don't know. But when I find out, I'll let you know if you're interested. So there's a lot of, like I said, moving parts. And I have a lot of guys that are helping, and they're a little involved. But for the first, and the way I am, I'm like a control freak with this stuff. So I want it done exactly how I envisioned it being done. So I don't really have, I didn't give too much responsibility out. Only like the small tasks kind of thing. So that's going to be Veterans Day weekend. That'll be November 14th, excuse me. And it should be a pretty cool thing. So yeah, we have MCs there. I have some camera guys. We're on the calendar for New York 12 News. I don't know if they're going to make an appearance for us. I would love for that to happen, but we are on the camera for them, or on the calendar for them. That'd be awesome to have a news crew. I'm trying to get in contact with local papers. I used to do some work a while ago for an entertainment company, and I had a couple contacts in New York. Dude, you're more than welcome to. That'd be awesome. I had some contacts in New York that I can just call up there and I get an article written in the paper like that. I have no one in Jersey, and it's like you can't even get anybody. There's no customer service numbers anymore to call. If you want to contact any of these kind of media outlets, you have to send an email or talk to some online live chat that's not really live. It's a bot answering back to you, sending you to pages to look for. It's a pain in the ass. So I would love to get a little bit more exposure as far as media goes and newspapers and stuff. So a lot of work to do with this. But I figure after the first year, I kind of know what I'm doing, and it'll be a little easier setting up for later on. But yeah, that's my event. So yeah, if you guys check out that website, there should be a link that pops right up that takes you to YouTube. Those are like the YouTube videos. We do a bunch of like reviews and stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Mikey. Cool, awesome. So yeah, definitely if you can check that out there, throw a like and subscribe. We would definitely appreciate that. What it does is the more exposure you have, the more the more sponsors we get for our league and for these kind of events, right? So like I had a company, it's a golf training aid, right? It's like a floppy stick that keeps your tempo and stuff. They sent me one of their products for free for me to do like a YouTube review for that. So I have one of those I'm setting up for probably after the next month or something. But yeah, the more exposure you get on social media, the more that the sponsorships come and that kind of stuff. And this is all 100. I make not $1 from any of this stuff for this golf club. I put a lot of work into it too. But it's all for the cause. I actually have now a prototype that's getting done. I may work out for the system. I actually created a scoring system that's a little different. Like for our league, you can watch the scores live through it's a basic Google sheet, but our structure, the format is pretty cool. and everybody who's involved in the league, they can watch, even if they're not there, they can watch the scores going in live. And guys do. It's actually pretty cool. So we're trying to turn that into a phone app where you can go to our TGC phone app. You download it on Android and Google. You type in your username, your password for your league. I like it to be a national league. I like my league to go where I have 100 different leagues set up in different states. I think that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, off the topic for the trading. So we're getting the pop-up right now. I am going to take this trade. I'm going to jump into the Russell. We're going to hang tight. We're going to jump into a nice little Russell trade here. Let's see what happens. I don't mind this trade here. I'm looking for the break. A break and hold over 22.95. Yeah, I can't see those backdrops being that much money. I like our Russell trade. Let's see how this works out. And these bounces right now are what gave me my confirmation for the trade. So we'll see. If this was a small account challenge, I would have taken this trade right. And I'm trying to train myself for this. I think this is a good spot for that. Easy out, right? Very, very simple stop here. So I'm out of this trade if it gets to 22.93-ish, 93. To 90, no, not 93, what am I saying? Yeah, that 92, 93 number. So I think that makes sense here. And if for a build up here, we would add on probably around the 2300 if it breaks and holds there. That'd probably be our spot. But again, for any of these trades that I'd be taking, if we lose NASDAQ, if we're losing VWAP on NASDAQ and the S&P, we're out of the trade. So we're going to be taking shots like that, starting small and trying to build up and find our legs. Hey guys, if you haven't also yet, if you're on Twitch, please subscribe to the Twitch account. And if you're on YouTube right now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel also. So I would like somebody to give me what they think is wrong with what you've heard of my strategy so far. I would like to have somebody in disagreement with what I've been saying about the small account challenge strategy so far. I'd like some input for it. So if you guys don't mind, unless you all agree, which I doubt everyone agrees with me. But anyone who has anything to say about that, please, I want to hear. I want to hear some stuff about why it might not work, or why that strategy has flaws. Even if you want to make the argument that you're better off just getting in for two and holding the two, getting out, setting your targets, not adding on. If your argument is against adding on to winners, I want to hear it. But if anyone has anything that they disagree with from what I've said as far as the small account challenge strategy goes, I'd like to hear it. That little debate anyway. It's always fun. And also, what do you guys feel about the always in the market challenge? That would be a one micro challenge. Okay, cool. Why not? I don't like all indices having to line up. Awesome. Now, do you feel like because those trades, you don't feel like all four indices line up will actually mean for those trend days? You think that a trend day can happen in S&P or NASDAQ Or do you feel like the S&P and Nasdaq have to line up, or do you think that even if one is chopping and the other one is climbing, you think that it still should be whatever the trade says take? I'm excited too until the first day I lose like $90 off of a trade that goes wrong. I'm gonna be pissed. I lost 10% of my account, and 10% is $90. I hope. I mean, I think for any of these kind of challenges, the biggest thing is starting off hot, right? I hope it's not just one of those weeks where I'm just getting I'm getting coolered. I'm hoping that I can start off hot, kind of gain momentum early. That's the thing that's kind of making me nervous. That first, yeah, okay, fair. Okay, so missed opportunities. Okay, so now I hear you. I feel, and this is my reasoning. Oh, I don't like this. Why is Russell doing this to us? I don't like that Russell trade anymore. So now missed opportunities. Yeah, I get it. But now the where like our, and this is why I'm really for this every industry. Excuse me. Remember, our goal for the trades are for bigger trades, longer trades. They're going to be like super scalps right now that I'm thinking of anyway. So I feel that when you have one or two indices chopping and one is climbing there, it's tough to get that full not range day. I don't want any range days. That full build day where everything is still going up. So we're looking at those days that it's a steady climb up. I would think my theory right now is that that only is going to happen if they all are lining up to go up there. So there's no static in the market anywhere. So my feeling was when I came up with this strategy yesterday is just that if the setups are there for all four markets, I think that it's easy to have those trend days. That's what I was looking for, trend days, those trend days up. Whereas if you have one market down, one market up, one chopping, and maybe another one up there too, it's leaning still towards a hole. But if what we're saying in our strategy is that we want to add on to winners for the hope that we're getting that continuation, I would think the better case for that would be made if all indices line up. Maybe not even all. Maybe just the Russell and not the Russell. I'm sorry. Maybe just Nasdaq and the S&P. So maybe you don't need the Russell involved in that to play games. But even now, guys, I mean, look around. Whenever something goes down, for the most part, it kind of brings it with it. So you can get away. And like yesterday, we had a market where the Nasdaq was kind of climbing more than everything else was climbing. But the choppiness told us that in time for that day, the Nasdaq is probably going to give some back, and it did yesterday, right? Like the whole market, I think around lunchtime, started to give back. I think it was around that 11:30 time frame, and you saw everything coming, and then it tested some levels there, and then it found a way to get back up again at the end of the day. But those true trend days that we see that you have, it seems like once a week you get a really good trend day here. I feel like they only line up when the market as a whole lines up. That's just my theory. And thanks for saying that too. I appreciate someone challenging that idea. So missed opportunities. I agree with the missed opportunities if we're trading just for the fact of finding our scalps here and there. So if the strategy is just for finding 10 points in the Nasdaq or finding 5 points in the S&P, then that would make more sense. I don't need everything to line up for. Like right now and all day long, it seemed like the Russell was the one that was kind of messing up. Yeah, 1 out of 5. That's yeah. I haven't looked at the numbers for it, but just for I had that feeling. It's like really 1 every 5 days you get that good trend day. Our goal is to blast through on those. I don't know if we'll even make more. Maybe the argument could be made that we're better off just taking a scalp trade, no add-ons anywhere, and just finding our trade and being consistent that way. Maybe we'll show more returns there. I'm hoping those trend days would make up for the other 3 or 4 days where we're just kind of breaking even. And actually, I would argue that if you get a trend day 20% of the time, those trend days are those shown at market open through all indices lining up for it for a trend day to go off. I don't know how many trend days in one. I don't know how many times you've seen, like, let's say the S&P climbing for the whole day, never really giving anything back, and you have the Nasdaq chopping. By the way, right now, guys, ad is giving up. So that's something to keep note of here right now for the long. I'm not looking at any longs right now until the ad kind of plays ball with this. So for the internals right now, this is not looking bullish for the short term. That could change around at the lunch hour. So that's my thinking behind why all indices would have to line up for it. But I think it's a good question. I think that like my trading now, I like when things line up. But if I'm scalping, I don't need things to line up for a scalp. I can find scalps all over the place. There are scalps in every market. And I don't like doing this, but I've been long one market and short the other market before for scalps. If something lines up for where it's oscillating under a level for me on one indice and it's oscillating above another indice, as long as I don't take Nasdaq and S&P against each other, but I don't mind taking a Russell against the opposite direction against Nasdaq. Small, I never go crazy on those kind of trades, but just small scalps, 6 point scalps. For Russell, if I get 3 points, a whole 3 points out of it, which is like 30 ticks, I'm happy with that kind of scalp. 20 ticks even is fine. So there are times that I see that making sense. But for us, for right now, I don't like anything. For trading today, I don't see anything that's worthwhile. I love the Dow if it held over here. I think that this would have been around the, what is it, 9.6, on the 620 number, would have been a great entry. Easy stop once you're breaking through. Then that's fine to get out of that trade. But I like the trade a lot more at 620 than I like it here at 560. Now, if I was swinging, it's different. The 560 makes a lot more sense if we believe in the overall up pattern. But for me, and I'm looking for 30, 40 points for those scalps, for my personal account there, I'd much rather take the trade here, miss out, take a small loss, than take it over here. Well, maybe here's not the end of the world either because it's still above VWAP, but we're giving up VWAP on everything else. So nothing really tells me that VWAP is going to come into play for the Dow right now. So I have no reason to be in anything at this point. The market's not telling me to be in anything. Now, for these kind of days, do you guys normally feel yourself chasing it down or waiting for another long? I mean, if you did find the short here, it's a good trade. I don't know if any of you guys found that short, but it would have been obviously a great trade. But at this point right now, do you guys see this as kind of chasing this thing going down more, or this is a place to start a long and kind of start up on a position? I don't know. Well, I know what I would do. That's not that. This is a sit on hands time for me. Nasdaq gave up resiliency. We are on the negative. Sign showing short, yeah. If I'm doing the always in the market challenge, the 9:30 to 12 always in market challenge, I would be shorting the S&P here, shorting S&P and probably the Russell. Not the Russell right now because we're still testing a support at the bottom for that there. So maybe not the Russell, but the S&P right now, the way it's backwards flagging here. I don't like the Nasdaq. I don't like this. I don't like that it fought down here. It's fighting here. I wouldn't get involved in Nasdaq, even if I had to be in. If I had to be in something right now, it'd probably be short 1 micro. If we're doing that challenge, that's gonna be I think that's a harder challenge than even this, right? The always in the market challenge. 1 micro, always in the market. We're gonna do it for a week because I don't want to waste a lot of my time where I'm not gonna be making really too much money doing that. But I think that'd be some cool content. And see, let's see if we can stay. And the goal is just that, to be positive, right? The goal is just to win. That's our goal for that challenge, to be positive at the end of the challenge. We're going to always be in a position for a week. We're not starting that anytime soon. That'll be the next one probably, I guess, maybe in a month from now or something. But the always in the market challenge. Now, that strategy is going to be totally different than the strategy I'm talking about now, where I'm waiting for things to line up here. That's something I'm just going to go against. Top of my head right now, thinking about the always in the market challenge. I'm gonna stick with hedge pressure, stick with resiliency. I'm gonna go off of the leader at all times. I'm always following the leader. Whoever's up or down the most for the market that day, that's what I'm following. Any breaks from there, I'm following those breaks. I think that off of a break off of the leader, maybe then I'll go. If I have to go against it, it'd probably be the one that's lagging the most. I think that very, very quickly would be would be my strategy for some kind of challenge. And again, our goal is for 1 week. We're going to do it for a week. Maybe I'm not starting with that because I already have everything set up for the Trade Event. I'm not going to start that now, but that would be cool. And we'll do it for a week long. Can we stay positive in an always in the market challenge? And it'll only be from 9:30 to 12. I will not trade after that. That'll be just a time frame for it. As long as the show is on, as long as you're watching me, I'll be in a position somewhere. There'll be a lot of reversing. There won't be any canceling. There'll be reversing or jumping into the market at the same time. I think that's a pretty cool challenge. I actually might challenge Matt for that. Let's see if he's up for a little bit of fun for that. Even though I think that our strats are probably very similar for something like that. I might go off like a 4-hour pivot as far as where I want to be in and out of. I'm sure he's going to be using nothing but exclusive hedge pressure and hedge pressure breaks. So the S&P didn't quite hold. It did break through for a moment, the 45, 49 line, and it gave it right back up again. But all in all, we're still above levels. So this is something for me. I don't see a big drop here. I don't see. I mean, it could be setting up again for the move. I mean, the Dow is just really testing. I mean, that's got to be pretty close to a nice red line there, right? I'm going to guess that it is. Well, I can tell you a 50 spot from that move. It would be, hang out, I'm pulling it up. Right about there. Yep, 35,550 would be the half level, and the Dow is just hanging out, making friends at that level. Actually, the red line would be right around here. Yep, the Dow is hanging out, testing a red line, deciding if it wants to break free from that. That would, if anything else is showing me any kind of strength, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, if anything is showing strength, this would be the area for me to get back in for that Dow trade. But nothing here is telling me right now to have any true confidence in this holding off. If I did get the break above both the move of VWAP, this is something that I would, on a regular trading session, I would send in a little harder. If NASDAQ and the S&P would kind of help out and give us that push up there, this is a trade that I would take. And normally the Dow trails those also, so that would actually be a pretty good trade and pretty simple setup. And it's trying to get back in the game. Tick as well too, making some new highs. That's good. VIX is breaking through as well. It's not too great for the long. This is clearly sit on hands time for Jay. So we got 11 o'clock, guys. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back, and we'll bring you guys home to 12 o'clock. All right, guys. See, I like this consolidation over here. I like this a lot. I like this Russell long to 2300. That is my call right now. The Russell long to 2300 does make sense. Dow bounced off. Look at this Dow. Bounced off perfectly to get to that next level. I would play for the Russell doing the same thing here. Level above 2300, 2290, level below. Hoping that my green screen comes in today too. Actually, let me double check and see if it's in transit. They did fix. You guys know my mix up with the mixer, right? With the that I sent it to my old address. They actually changed. I just checked FedEx on that break, and they changed the address. And the guy that got my message, so maybe he's gonna get his 5 stars now. So I should be getting that today. Let's check on our green screen if that's in transit. That'd be awesome to have that for Monday. I have all of my foam, my sound foam, I'm going to be setting up this weekend as well. That's going to be cool. Arriving today by 10 p.m. I'll have my green screen. So we're going to be hooked up here. The office, the podcast station is going to be hooked up pretty well. The level under VWAP for Russell would be the out. ES is basing there as well too. Let's see if ad can give us a continuation here. Ad would be my play here off of this to see if we can break through now, especially now that it finally has its first pivot. If we do get a breakthrough for a high here, that'd be really, really good. Anything happened with the Powell? Is that where this is coming from? Anybody listening to that? I'm not gonna watch it and run the show at the same time. Anybody get any information from Powell speaking? Is that causing any problems right now? Actually, we oscillated at equilibrium for the Dow right before he was speaking. I don't like that the Dow is not the Dow, that the Nasdaq is just kind of filtering here, oscillating down. This is not a great sign for any more up moves here. We got decent reaction from the Dow. We were oscillating for, we're at VWAP here. This is the last line for the Russell before it taps out to that 2290 and possibly below. If it gives up 2285, then I would not look at all for any longs. And everything is still holding above hedge pressure. Let's see what resiliency is giving us. Resiliency is giving us, yeah, NASDAQ is going against right now, which is kind of obvious with the moves that it's making. S&P is at 6 right now, so it's still around equilibrium for that. And it looks like the market's trying to give up a little more here. Yeah, this could be one of those end of the day kind of pushes up. I am glad we did not start the small account challenge now. I would have taken some small losses for my 2 micros. I would have taken the, well, actually, I might have hit the Dow, but I would have not. I would have hit the Dow early at the 556 number, but I would have held on for the 599. So that, unless we get it here, I could see that being the break-even trade. I would have lost in the Russell trade for it. It gave up VWAP. That would have been an out. So actually, this one we might be around even right now for those two, depending if we took both or took one. If we are taking 2, we're only going 1 micro each, which I like the idea, because if you catch one, you can run that one out there for the add-on. If we start with 1 indice, we will only go 2. An entry can only be for our small account challenge 2 micros. It can't be more than that. Those are the rules we have. We can add on to a max of 5 micros. And that's what we're going to be playing with here. As far as the always in the market challenge, that will be 1 micro for any indice that I feel. I can see the S&P being in the move for that, and that's probably what the challenge is going to be. 1 micro has to be in the S&P, and you can have to be in it at all times. I'm not going to do a 1 micro always in the market challenge for like the Russell. I'm not going to do that. Nope. And there she goes. There she goes. Yeah, this is definitely an out until I want to see the 2 o'clock 4-hour pivot. Very interested in that and see where that's going to be at for my own personal trading anyway. But these are days that'll be instant outs for us as far as the small account challenge goes. We will not be going against any of this stuff. Let's see what the Russell does at that 290 level. NASDAQ is giving up hedge. This can get ugly. I don't know about ugly. It's not going to be one of those crazy crash days. I still don't feel. But my guess is that the news from Powell wasn't too positive. 11.17. Now we're getting a little bit of a sell-off here. Maybe some profit taken. S&P profit taken at the 45, 49 number. That makes a lot of sense to us, guys. Right? We talk about that number a whole lot. And now the Nasdaq's giving up the 373 number. Dow is still actually looking strong, and it's holding very well with its level complete at 35,401. But the S&P moved down, the shift down, and the profit taken at the 45.49, which we had pegged all week long. That is definitely showing a little bit of we would need to have broken that to show strength for the entire market. So my belief is that that's causing this. I think NASDAQ is taking a little harder than most, but as we said before, NASDAQ is that unruly child. And a lot of you guys saw the short before. You guys are saying this thing, signs are showing short. Signs are looking short. You guys are right. I wouldn't fade this. I didn't want to fade this. If I'm trading regular, I can find some scalps for this short, but I don't want to, not for the strat that we're talking about as far as the challenge goes, but there are definitely some setups here for the short. But truth be told is that besides NASDAQ, I don't see any good setups for the short, even as this move kind of took place. right now with the Dow, if it's going to oscillate under the 556, I see that as a nice setup for the to get to 512. So I can see 40 points for a short in the Dow if it does break and hold the hold on the VWAP. Hey, good job. That's a nice 30 points. Yeah, Nasdaq's the only thing that's kind of showing us here, and I can see Nasdaq. I can see this area here as a nice short setup, especially when we're oscillating down here, right? I can see that move here. The problem, though, with that I see anyway, well, no, actually, no, there was no problem with that at all. That consolidating down right now is just setting up for that final release here. And even everything else, even when we bounce off of our red line over here, it's still making, it's never really showing that full move up. It's not really showing the strength. So yeah, I mean, listen. Anytime you have chop, if I have to make $10,000 a week, if I have to make it, that's what I got to make no matter what. Yeah, I'm just sure as heck that I'm scalping short, but that's also forcing trades. So, but the Nasdaq is the only thing I saw that actually had an actual setup for the short, and everything else is following suit. So Nasdaq is playing the leader right now. And from this point here, let's see if we can find a little bottom for Nasdaq. Well, 15,300 has been support for the yesterday's move up here. 15,300. We'll keep an eye on that and see where it's gonna, if it brings anything. So another 60 points for Nasdaq before it hits where it's been supporting or supported yesterday. So if you're making your bets for the long, I guess that would be the most sense for the Nasdaq as far as any kind of a level goes. I can see movement up until that spot. I mean, any point can be a pivot point back up again, right? But for Nasdaq now, that's what's been showing that support, that 15,300 number. So if I'm making a trade, if I'm looking to get back into a long, which I'm absolutely not, I guess that'd be a number that I would kind of consider. S&P would be very tough to touch right now. Everything is tough. I think it'd be tough to get into a long. Now there are guys who just trade certain levels and that's it. So they might have some levels right now for the S&P that look like a long, but for me, no, I'm out. If we're doing the every in the market at all times challenge, I would absolutely be shorting. I'm not sure what the buffer was for that. I believe 1 point, right? So this half a point or 1 point. So we might be at the buffer right now. No, this wouldn't be a buffer. This is a brand new wall for the 375 hedge pressure. So my guess is that we're way past buffer. But we also got into a put wall right now. We're at the 374 put wall for Nasdaq. Let's see if it gives any reaction. But this is a straight line down. Even if you believe in the reaction here, I don't believe in taking trades against these lines. I want to see bouncing. We're just breaking through walls right now for the SPY. We are back at we're around HP. We're around hedge pressure right now for the Russell. It was support before. That support only broke through to about half the move up there, which is common for a retest, obviously. So the Russell is not looking like it wants to hold, but I wouldn't bet against hedge pressure here, but I would look for a break and probably follow the break. I can see shorting that break. Yeah, today has definitely had that feel for a scalp day, and those are the days that are going to hurt us for the challenge. These days that kind of give back. We have to be really, really, really strict as far as keeping us, even for those trades that go against us when we were winning, that we're getting break even to a couple ticks. We can't take any major losses for this. Even with the 2 micro entry, we can't take any major losses. And when we do add on to our winners, we have to get out at those certain levels for those add-ons. If it's going to be 2 micros for an add-on, we have to get out if the level is giving up and stay right around that. We have to find a way to kind of stay afloat before we have our continuation days. Our trend days are going to be the ones that we're going to make our money on. So knowing that, so we have an expectation, which is good. We have a plan, which is good right now. We don't expect to make $100, $200 every day, but we expect for those trend days to hit those pretty hard. That's our goal going into the small account challenge right now. We hit our impact at 35,469. That's interesting. Let's see what the Dow does there. Anybody get any news from the power talks today? Anything coming up? Anything at all that kind of would explain this little give up right now by the markets? So really no news. Nothing of any real substance anyway. I got it. Hey, you guys just sent me the notes. Let's see here. Powell says it would be premature to raise interest rates. On track to begin its taper. Supply side constraints have gotten worse recently for some cases. This summer could job growth could be moved back to high levels of last summer, but could take longer than expected. Inflation likely to abate. Allow another COVID spike this winter. So, yeah, so this is, yeah. I mean, it's not good news or anything. I don't know if the market was expecting anything more than that, but it's something that's going to really go crazy. But the market is dropping now. Ad broke free. Let's see if that's going to give up equilibrium here. Yeah, see, in these kind of situations, let's say that we were into the short right now. These are the kind of stops, or these are the kind of things that I would add on to. So I would add on to, like, maybe let's say a micro over here. If we break above it, I'm getting out of that micro, but I'm adding onto the micro here for another move down. So these are the other oscillations here. These are the fights. Let's pull this guy up here. All right, so these are the fights that we would add on to. One here with a break up, we're getting out. One here, if it breaks up, we're getting out. So that's how we're going to kind of piece ourselves together for different add-ons. Yeah, nothing really crazy. Yeah, thanks, Drew. Appreciate it, buddy. Anybody catch this? I think one or two of you guys said you guys caught this short. Anyone else catch this short? Anybody holding this short? Anybody thinks that there's more room to breathe down? See, right now S&P is at that level, that 300 level here. Gives up on that, and that can have some more steam. 15,038 for the Nasdaq. I don't know that we catch that today, but that's that'll be the next level down where the fight first came for this pop up. Let's see what kind of consolidation we get here. This S&P short here is definitely setting up for exactly that. That's something. Whenever you get those big tape offs, as long as you're not making new highs and you're kind of going back and forth, I'm waiting for that one dip through and then I get into it. So I see the S&P here. It could be a nice little short setup. NASDAQ here, we know NASDAQ to be a little more unruly, so we could get a little bit more of a pop-up here. There'd be a red line impact right around the 362 level. I can see that. I am extremely happy that they sent. They sent it when I came back. I think I did, right? They're sending my mixer to the right address. They did reroute it, in fact. Extremely excited. I hope I get this thing soon. It's not updating me as far as the time frame goes, but it is showing me where it is. It's in a warehouse that's closer to my old address. But I'm hoping it still comes in today. I want to get everything today. I want to be able to do everything today, tomorrow, and set everything up. I can start with the foam. The green light will be by 10 o'clock tonight, so I won't really get involved in that today. That'll be a tomorrow, a Sunday kind of thing. Yep, and they're bouncing the first green wall. That's absolutely correct for the SPY wall anyway, not for QQQ. This would have been a tough trade to take, but I did love the final completion for S&P. That would have been a very tough trade, especially if you're following it right before it reached, but then it finally clipped through and gave up on it. Nice 23-point S&P trade and climbing. Nothing is telling me right now that it's done. 44.78 is the next major level that I have, being that we completed the level for S&P, but it didn't break through. So when I'm making a new level there, we're still keeping that level in plan right now. 451.5 was hedge pressure for SPY. Let's see if it holds on to that. NASDAQ already gave up theirs. Russell's trying to give up his. Still more room for the Dow to float to get to its hedge pressure. And that's where we have. Hey, have you guys found, like we did obviously YouTube Wednesday, we did Twitch yesterday, we're doing YouTube and Twitch today. Have you guys found one to be a little smoother than the other? I'm curious. I was watching I was watching both shows. Actually, I catch a little bit of yesterday's. I saw most of Wednesday's. Actually, I was listening to it driving yesterday's show. We were driving onto to the golf course to talk to the guy about the Eagle Cup, about the tournament. But have you guys seen that one seems like it's like smoother than the other? Does it seem like there's any difference at all? Even clarity, picture-wise, I feel like Switch clarity is a little bit better. I have to actually manually set the settings for YouTube, which is a little bit different to kind of get that 720p in. There is no such thing. I wish there was a one trade a day that would never lose. I wish I had that crystal ball. I don't. For me, I have more high percentage trades than others. I mean, hedge pressure is definitely would be the highest percentage trade, and for me though, high percentage is one thing. I like trades that have easy stops. I don't want to look for levels. I don't want to have to take pain as far as finding that level. Hedge pressure trades are easy enough because the stop is right there. It's an obvious stop. I like the hedge pressure trades. I'm more and more using resiliency off of that too to kind of set up my trades. Yeah, Twitch clarity seems like it's a little bit better. One of my breaks today, I clicked on Twitch and it seems fine, but I feel that the video is a little laggier in YouTube. than it is in Twitch right now, but I could be wrong. But also, you guys are watching it live. I'm watching the playback, so it's a little clearer with the playback, right? Well, I think so far it seems like it's a little bit clearer. Anyway, but when I was doing the test before, last week when I was doing tests, it seems like the playback is clearer than the actual live. But so, I like red line trades off of indices that are moving up. Like if everything is pretty much bullish, I like the red line trades. I like 4-hour pivot trades. Yeah, it doesn't look good. This does not look good at all. Keep an eye on. I'm keeping an eye on anyway, guys. Add here. I want to see add if it's going to give up a 0. But tick is looking extremely bearish right now. Obviously, the VIX is blowing through what it was showing as resistance for a while. The 200 line, the 200 EMA. Add is just kind of plummeting right now as well too. Yeah, this looks like there's more pain to come. This is not a trade that I'm getting into. I'm not chasing any shorts here. I'm not chasing a short above hedge pressure for SPY. Nasdaq is kind of doing its own thing right now, looking to test the 373 wall. But my favorite trades to take, I like oscillation at or not at, but oscillation above levels when all other indices are above VWAP. I love those trades. Those have seem to be very good with for continuation. I don't like trading against when one indice is kind of giving up and falling. I like things in unison. So today would have been a little tougher to find a long. We had a couple setups for it, but being that NASDAQ was kind of giving up here, it was tough for these longs to kind of play out. But they're simple enough stops, so I don't mind taking them, because even if I'm right half the time for it, even 30-40% of the time for it, the payoff, the return on investment is going to be at least 5-1. So I don't mind the longs over here taking shots for that kind of hiccup, and then your stop would be right around the top of this channel at around 35,580 for the Dow. So those are trades that make sense to me. But as soon as the NASDAQ gives up here, like, it definitely takes away some of the wind for it. And now everything's just following suit. So NASDAQ was a leader in that aspect for today, and everything else is following up. But these are levels for continuation for our new strat, well, for our only first strat for the small account challenge. These levels that we're showing right now, like he asked for that 430 here, once it finally broke through, that makes a lot of sense. Yep, love those H trades. H trades are awesome. I feel like the momentum for a short, you definitely get paid off earlier, so it makes people more inclined to take them. For the like that old adage is, I mean, I guess it's kind of true. Like, right, stairs up, elevator down. So when you hit a short trade, you feel better because it's a lot quicker. It's a lot more of an instant gratification when you hit that short trade. Like this short trade too. If you get into the short trade right now, it's just pounding out. But when those short trades start correcting, that's when the long, it seems like it becomes, well, we're going to find out right now. SPY is at a hedge pressure. It could be profit taking. It could be a whole bunch of things. It could be Friday profit taking. It can make sense. I mean, the market had a good week altogether. I'll tell you what, though, the Russell is shifting right to that 2275 level. These levels are pretty freaking cool. Look at this. Now let's see what happens. We're gonna keep an eye on SPY hedge pressure here, though. Yeah, I mean, profit taking could make sense. I mean, really. So anyway, like I was saying, so whenever you have one of these kind of moves down, right? So now let's call it profit taking for argument's sake. When they find the level that they want to buy again for there, those long moves happen with the same momentum and the same force as the shorts. But while you're grinding and building, it's a lot less intricate. But my guess is that if this is going to make a move up, it's going to be a very sharp move up. It's not going to be a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. We're not going to staircase from here. When you have this kind of a move here, you kind of shoot up first and then decides what it wants to do. I will not be longing here. I'm not. This falls into the catching a falling ice category. I don't want to be anywhere involved along right now. We're giving up hedge pressure pretty much everywhere. I will not be jumping into a long. And now, again, that's for my strategy for catching it quick. I don't want to take pain. If you look into for a swing for guys with swing strategies here, maybe this is at a level that you like to swing. That's cool. S&P did violently attack hedge pressure here, so there could be a little bit of carryover there, which is why it kind of got through a little bit. It looks like it's trying to do something here. But this isn't a trade that I would take for my system. This is not good. I like nice, easy, smooth. I would like tick to make a new high. I would like to see a bounce on add. I would like the internals to look a little bit better. I like to see the VIX start fading back before I look to get into a long. This is not a long setup for me. This isn't a day that I'm going to make any trades from here on in. I can't see myself making a trade. Unless something bounces back and we catch off of a pivot or something. This is not a day that I would trade. If I'm trading anywhere right now, I'm going to find the short. But the short, I mean, the NASDAQ gave up, what do we got, 86 right now? Almost 200 points in it. We went from 460 to 286. And that's in the last hour. Like hour and a half. We gave up 160 points, 150 points in the NASDAQ. I can see for a short setup here for S&P 45.27, 27 and a half-ish. I would see that if it does test that level again, that could be a continuation for the short. But I wouldn't take a continuation short if it just peaked above hedge pressure either. So everything, you guys asked a couple of times about the DTB strategy and how I combine it or implement it with my strategies. And that's it. I'm not taking a short continuation trade of something, even if it broke through slightly for the S&P. I'm not taking that trade if it's peaking and set up again, because that's a major area for support. I'm not going to go against that. Now, the Russell, on the other hand, you guys see it broke through pretty well. If it gets to 227 for the IWM and it's basing underneath that, I can take a Russell short there and feel good about it. But that's what I mean by letting the market kind of come to me and letting the setups come to me. I'm in no rush. I'm not taking a long because it looked long early this morning, because right now it doesn't look long. But I can see a long, if anything, on S&P because you're at hedge pressure. But you also had NASDAQ and you had the Russell breaking through hedge pressure. So how much confidence do I have right now for a SPY hedge pressure long? Not that it can't come true. Obviously, anything can happen, but it's not giving me any kind of confirmation that to validate that long trade. So why take it for me? I need validation. The worst and best thing that happens is when you get hot, right? Because then you feel like invincible. And I had an 8-day winning streak too that was snapped yesterday. But when I'm hot, I need to feel that nervousness. Oh, by the way, the setup right now too, I like this for the short for the NASDAQ. Let me show you guys real quick. These are all continuation setups for me. This would be a nice add-on short for there. But again, I want to see what happens here with the S&P at hedge pressure. And there goes that NASDAQ. NASDAQ is just demolishing its levels. That's the one thing I can say about continuations for shorts, is that when they pay off quick, they pay off hard. But normally the response, when it gets to a point where the market's waiting to kind of buy back up again, when it gets to that level, and right now we're still in a very much in a bull market. When it gets to those levels, though, you can get those 60, 70 points reversals for the long if you catch them. But I don't like trying to catch trades. And you have to hold for so long. You can hit that trade for 30 points, but if you're wrong 4 out of 5 times, your return on investment is really not that great. It just looks great when you catch that one trade. Yeah, S&P clearly not looking too great today. I hope if anybody was trying to catch their long, they didn't get hit too hard there. I hope it didn't you guys didn't take any too much pain for anyone catching the long there. And these are also like those little instances here. Like if I was in the long camp early and I believed in the adding on to my long, these are the days that would really hurt, right? So imagine chasing the Nasdaq down right now, trying to find. That's why I've seen a lot of people blow up accounts very quick trading the Nasdaq. If you're wrong about it, and if you believe in averaging in for it, I don't know what levels you'll be looking at for it, but giving up 180 points, averaging as you're going, that would have hurt. In all fairness, if you start along on the S&P too, and you started on the 453 put wall, and you were trailing it all the way down to the to hedge pressure here too, that you're not in good shape either. So I mean, the more I think about it, the more I want to take out averaging out of my game plan altogether. Period. Those are the days that really can hurt you. When I actually up until recently I was huge on candlesticks. Now I don't use. As you guys see that I use a lot of bar charts, right? I dropped them not too long ago. Those candlestick charts, and I love the idea of the candlestick. I have studied candlesticks. I totally get the purpose of them. More and more though, there were too many big wicks with the setups that I was kind of looking for, so I got out of them. But I still do like using candlesticks. I'm sure in time I'll kind of fluctuate and put them back in my system, but I don't use candlesticks now. You guys haven't seen a chart yet that has a candlestick on it. I used to trade a little bit more on those kind of setups, and especially like midway through my maybe 2-3 years into trading, I would take those tweezer trades. And what I found is that those tweezers or those hangman and all that kind of stuff, the shooting stars and stuff, they're really based on levels, right? So I don't need them to see the validation of the trade. I just need to see the level taking off and rejecting. So the way I look at the market now, I don't have to have candlesticks on my charts for it, but I do see the importance of them. Getting in the long, all right. Good luck, buddy. Hope you catch this trade nice. Well, overall, longing, yeah, I mean, if you look at a weekly chart of the market, longing is always a better idea than shorting. Oh, look at that. My green screen is out for delivery. I'll have it anywhere from 145 to 545. All right, cool. Now we get that mixer in and we're in business. Yeah, longing, especially if you're looking to swing or any long time frames, I mean, for someone who knows nothing about the market at all, if they threw money into longs and just longed a couple ETFs years ago, you would have been doing great, right? Even with COVID, we made up those levels in COVID that we lost and then some by a far. So yeah, longing, holding, and sitting and holding. All right. I told you guys I was giving a lesson not too long ago to a lady who's done very well in the market but doesn't really know the charts or understand charts. But whenever there's bad news, she buys certain stocks that are solid stocks. And she builds her position little by little. She goes 25%, 25%. She builds a position based on bad news, and she holds for a year, 2 years at a time. She's made a ton of money on Amazon, a ton of money on Tesla. She does well with that. So that's, I mean, if you want the only strategy that has been shown to be as close, it's not nothing's foolproof, but as close to consistent as possible is buying and holding, right? Buying and holding certain avenues. You want to buy a couple, whatever genre you're looking for. But yeah, that buying and holding. Day trading, what we do or what I do, this is a lot harder than that. You can lose money long on a bull market day trading. But overall, you give it a month. If you're holding a nice long month-long swing or a week-long swing, for the most part, bull markets, you're going to make your money. I keep updating the FedEx tracking on my mixers. It's the same thing. Now I'm like a kid at Christmas. But it's going to look cool. I'm going to post some pictures when I'm done with everything for the office. You guys can see it. I'm excited about it. Hanging out at another put wall right now for SPY. Dipped off that 45, 49.5. If I was into swinging, that 45, 49.5, that would have been a nice target with pretty much an easy stop. If I'm swinging, I'm probably giving it, if I'm looking for the 44.78, I would probably give it 10 points, 10, 15 points off of that for a stop. Nice return on investment, nice 5-to-1 trade there. I don't know that we're going to get to the 44.78 level though, but we would have gotten about 40 points in the bag right now from that 45, 49. And that's the thing too, talking about it this week, there are a lot of things that were coming up, a lot of little hiccups. This being the main one right now for a continuation through. And like I was saying, like all week long, for us, for the whole market as the market as a whole to kind of build and go up there, we would need to break through that level. That 45, 49 was always important. And it's, sure enough, that's the level that is where the market finally puked. This level we had set up there for over a week. Multi-charts, multi-charts. Curious to see what the Dow does at 35,400. All right, guys, so we're almost out of time. We're going to hang out till 12 o'clock. We're almost out of time. So don't forget, next week, Monday, we are starting the small account challenge. We're going 1K to 5K. We're going to talk about the strategy in a lot more detail next week as well. I'll have the weekend to finalize what I'm going to do with it. I already have the idea, but we'll finalize what we're going to do. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can take this thing quick to 5K. We have some other cool stuff we're going to do too. If our strat works for this challenge, we'll take it. Sometime we'll take it to a gauntlet challenge. Most of them, I think, are 2-week, 10-day challenges. Those gauntlets. We also have our always in the market challenge that we're going to have sometime for this quarter. My guess is that for the always in the trade challenge, it's probably going to be for first quarter of next year. Because this one right now is, I can't see it not taking the small account challenge. I can't see it not taking us into the new year. I don't know that we're gonna bust the account open, or we're going to hit the 5K anytime before a month and a half. So we'll see. I'm actually very curious to see the progress that it goes and how many losing days we have based on this strategy. I'm guessing right now we're gonna have a lot of break-even days, but those compiling days, those continuation days, those trend days, I think are going to be the one. Well, they have to be the ones to save us because that's what our strategy is based on. So we shall see. But I do want to get out of scalping. I don't want to scalp at all unless we have something going against us for it. I'm not looking for scalps. We may take trades off the table before they continue or before we add on to them if other indices are kind of affecting that. We are going to use. Right now, I'm going to put more weight, which I kind of do anyway. I'm going to put more weight on NASDAQ and the S&P. To start off there, I want to have all four of my markets in unison, especially because I think it's extremely important for these kind of challenges to get off on the right foot and start off strong. So we might be throwing into some early at open kind of trades. I can see that happening. And hitting those and hopefully getting our continuation. Long in Best Buy. Wasn't that one of those meme stocks too? Was Best Buy one of those? I think Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm pretty sure Bed Bath & Beyond was. I don't think Best Buy was. Best Buy is actually doing well on its own. Doesn't need short squeezes to do well. I thought BlackBerry was on. I'm thinking BB probably for BlackBerry. BlackBerry was definitely one of those. Yeah, BlackBerry was one of those meme stocks. There was when I was following it more. I think it was like 10 or 11. Now there's probably like 20. I know on that Reddit page it was going off, and they were everything with BlackBerry, right? Yeah, anything with short interest, they were like over whatever 30%, whatever it was, the number they like to find. Those are the next one they were trying to hammer. But then a lot of people were trying to use those to hammer their own stocks, right? So now like, oh, this is next. So they were doing these like, I guess semi threads off of that. It's all over stock threads. This is the next one. This is the next GameStop. I'm like, well, you guys are defeating the purpose if you're gonna not tell the truth about what you're actually doing. So you have people following these stocks and putting money into these stocks that they were never going to be short squirrels. It wasn't going to happen for them. I love BlackBerry. I was when 15 years ago. I was a huge BlackBerry guy. I was all about the BBM. I was in the BlackBerry before I even considered an Apple or an Android or an Android. And I never got into Apple. I never had an iPhone ever. My kids do. My kids are all about iPhones, but they're the younger generation. I guess that's how it goes. When I finally got out of BlackBerry, I think the Bold or the Curve 2, whatever, the Storm 2, was probably my last. I had every one of them too. I love BlackBerry. But when I finally got out of BlackBerry, I did a little research and said, I'm going to go with Android. I'll go with Android over iPhone. And I love Android. I think it's a great I'm sure iPhone is a great product too. But it seems like iPhones, when they have these updates for iPhones, I almost feel like they try to get you to do these upgrades so your phone bricks and you got to buy a new one. I almost feel like every 2 years they do an upgrade and they make you go to the next 15 or 14 and the 14S and 14i. My son has an iPhone. I got him for his birthday this summer. And it's a raise. Like, oh, Dad, it's lagging. I'm like, well, how is it lagging? It's an expensive phone. How can it be lagging, right? What do you mean lagging? But I love BlackBerry. You know, it was, I don't know, it was before the smartphones really, really blew up. It was like at the time when they were starting to blow up. And I thought it was just the coolest thing. That BBM, I had 60, 70 people on BBM. And we talked all day long. Every fantasy football league I was in, a baseball league, we had a BBM. All my bowling friends, my golf friends, we all had separate groups for that. That was like the first kind of text messages kind of blah. I never really enjoyed text. Now you can do a lot more. They're kind of like groups, but the BBM was different. You could have your own little things. You could add your little what do they call them? I guess they're like emojis, but they called them something for BlackBerry. You had a little flag on there if you wanted. It was cool as heck. I was a big fan of BBM. I was on there. It was a site I used to use a lot too. Crackberry.com. I used to use that a lot. I posted a lot on there. I was extremely involved in crackberry.com back in the day. But yeah, I love Blackberries back then. And they're trying to bring it back too. And one of them, I don't know what it's called, but there's one Blackberry phone. It looks friggin' great. I like those phones too. Like those Androids came out with phones. I actually almost, because my phone is up. I have a Note, like the one season or 2 series Notes ago, but it works just fine. But I saw one of those flip phones, like becomes like a bigger phone. I thought it looked cool as shit. The guy, when I went there, when I got my son's phone, I almost got one for myself. The guy said, Mr. Gomez, you're not going to really like it so much. I don't think you're going to want this. Well, I didn't get one. He goes, yeah, we're having problems. They're coming back. The screens are breaking. You close them too hard. But they look really cool, those flips. So I didn't get one. I have a Note for about, I guess, almost 2 years now. But the thing is, like now, what these phone companies do, like my phone's paid off. Like now I have my kids' phones, and every year they want a new phone, but my phone's paid off. I don't want to pay $50 a month for this nonsense. What they do is, what a scam, these phone companies. You're leasing the phones with an option to buy. It's not a vehicle. I liked it the other way. $100 for a phone, you get it if you're signing on to a new carrier. You buy one, get one free. Right? They were giving away phones. Now they're not. In any case, S&P is trying to climb right now, right? S&P is trying to do its thing here. If I'm in the long right now, I'd probably target VWAP. That's a good spot for a fight. I'd watch out first though for the long 45.30, 45.29. That could be some that could be some resistance there. So yeah, I'm gonna head out like I did yesterday. So I'll give you guys some levels that I would keep an eye on right now. The 45.29, 45.30 line for ES could be some resistance for the move up. We break through that and hold. It looks good to get to the 45.40. I see for Nasdaq right now 15,335, 340. That kind of range right now I can see some resistance after that. The 15,400 number. For the Dow, anyone in the Dow, 35,500. The Dow is a funny thing because I feel like the Dow uses round numbers more than any other industry. So 35,500 for the Dow would be my line. I can see some resistance there. And lastly, 2280, 182 for the Russell. I can see being some resistance. If the first one clears out, I would like getting back involved in one. If the first one banks off it, I'd wait for the second indice in order to take the short for the continuation. And that's what I got today. That's today's show, guys. I got a lot of work to do here. My green screen's coming in today. before 5 o'clock. I got a bunch of foam. I'm going to foam all over walls and all over the place here. My mixer, hopefully I get that early enough today, but I have a weekend to kind of set everything up. So guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know it's been a little bit choppy as far as a little sluggish at some points here, but this week was really more for a test run for the show. I think we're up and running now. I think we're going to be okay. I'm excited for the small account challenge. We'll be starting that next week on Monday. Look out for that. We'll probably promote a little bit for that as well. So excited, guys. All right, listen, everyone, have a great weekend. Trade smart, trade well, use your heads, and I will see you guys on Monday.